You come home when you want to relax, not when you deal with the Wi-Fi being down, and IT's my day job. I don't want to deal with it at home either. So with a ton of unanswered support tickets, I decided to jump ship and jump on over to MSI. Today, I'm going to be doing an unboxing, setting up, and some usage on the MSI Roamii 2 BE Lite Mesh System. I just need something that works to keep my sanity, and hopefully this is it. So let's check it out. Here we are again, the MSI Roamii BE Lite Mesh System. This particular one is the MR-BE50, the 2-pack. All right, so BE 5000 dual band whole system Wi-Fi 7 mesh system. Covers up to 5,800 square feet. Beautiful with Forti secure and dual band Wi-Fi, which supports 2.4 gigahertz and 5 gigahertz, supporting up to 5 gigabits per second. Nothing on the sides. The top, just the name of the product, UPC, serial number, all that good stuff. The bottom, what's in the box. And the back shows some of the specs and then some of the pictures on how things are going to work. All right, cool. So let's open it up real quick. Trying to do this before my family wakes up and gets back home because my Wi-Fi is working right now. But with this system, it dies often. So that's why I worked with MSI to get this. That MR90 has become such a tremendous headache. All right, so hey, welcome to a new level of Wi-Fi. Let's get your new Roamii started. Cool, we'll get back to this during the setup. I don't know where to go first. So we'll open up this guy, and I'm really excited. I have so many issues with the current Wi-Fi in my house. All right, so an AC adapter that will also, oh, okay. So to make it easily convertible, you can just buy one of these depending where you live, and you can just snap it on. That way you don't have an entire new adapter, so it'll save some money. And the cable that comes attached is 60 inches. And chances are this is going to be another one of those. Yeah, it is. So same thing. Looks like there's two of these. But let me just show this to you real quick. So I mentioned 2-pack of this because they do sell it as a single pack, but 2 would be better. That way you get more space. Depending on how it goes, I might add a third one into the mix. Not sure if that's going to work, but it should. All right, so let me just remove all this. They want to keep it looking nice while they ship it to you. SSID, which you'll need this. I'll put this aside for now. And then the Ethernet ports. This will be one for the internet coming in from your modem from your ISP. And then these will be for other devices in that same area. This will be where you connect power, of course. And then the sync button is to allow you to resync your mesh devices or to add an additional mesh device. UPC, serial number, everything down here. Cool. This is a very simple looking device. It doesn't need to be complicated, so that's perfect. Let's see. Then here they have regulatory statements, RF exposure. Oh, Roamii BE Lite Mesh System Quick Start Guide. And it's got the QR code, which is important because thankfully it works with your phone as well, which is great. And then we have a second system, which thankfully is the same thing as the first system, which kind of tells me I should be able to add a third. And even though it's the same thing, just taking it out of the wrapping and everything so that you know it's out. Now, if you're just starting out your network, you're in a perfect spot. It's going to be incredibly easy for you. Now, it may become a little bit more challenging, not impossible, but challenging if you already have a network like I do and you're changing things up. You need to remember you have a lot of things on your Wi-Fi that might be reliant on that particular IP address. For example, a ring, your NAS devices, and many other things around your house. Just be careful with that in case you have anything set statically. That way you can keep up with that same IP structure, or if not, just keep on with the default that I'm sure MSI is going to set for you. We're gonna find that out in one sec. And then anything, yeah. So then over here we have the wall mount, in case we want to mount it on the wall. and then all the screws and everything, which actually I might do this a little bit later on. This might be a good idea. And then the network cable brings an RJ45. I don't know what category it is. I would assume it would be a Cat 5, maybe a Cat 6, but it is 36 inches long, not incredibly long, but enough so that you can connect it to the modem your ISP provides and then into this guy. Now, I almost did forget to mention, this supports Wi-Fi 7, 802.11be, Wi-Fi 6, which is 802.11.ax, Wi-Fi 5, 802.11ac, Wi-Fi 4, 802.11n, then it's got 11G, 11B, and 11A with the IEEE standards. So it supports a ton. My MR90 over there only supports Wi-Fi 6. Mind you, it's a little bit older than this one, but it only supports Wi-Fi 6. I don't think I have any Wi-Fi 7 devices actually, but still, moving forward, it'll be a good addition. This also features multi-link operation, adaptive puncturing, Mu-MIMO, OFDMA, 4K QAM, multi-RUs, beamforming, and guest Wi-Fi with multiple SSIDs. And then a great thing, it has 4 internal antennas. That way you get more signal across your house. And it's powered by a quad-core 1.5 gigahertz processor. The ultra cool thing is that it also not only supports VPN, but will allow you to create VPNs as well. That might be a little advanced for this video, but the fact that you can do that is pretty awesome. The entire thing is secured by Trend Micro's Forti Secure. It has network security as kind of one of the things I just went over, and has parental controls as well, which is great if you're a parent, you want your kids to go to sleep or whatever. I don't know the full features of it just yet. I just unboxed it, but some of the things it goes over. One of the cool things is you can control it from your phone. So let's go ahead and connect everything real quick, or at least the beginning part, and then we'll get a little more advanced in it. So we're just going to start off by connecting this guy right into this right over here. And now, since I'm getting rid of the Netgear, I'll go ahead, disconnect that, take care of that later. And I'll go ahead and plug this guy in right over here to my battery backup. So we can already see this blue light here. So now I'm just disconnecting the power from here since it's not powered, and I'll have to clean up that cable in a minute. Then we need to disconnect all of these. These two are going to my NAS device, my Synology, and my TerraMaster, and this one is going directly to my ISP's modem. So I'll just disconnect them back here, put this away or aside, or maybe throw it away, not sure yet. So I am going to connect it to the yellow port right over here. I'm going to introduce the other two later just in case. Okay, so with that connected, we're going to download the software with the QR code, and then install MSI Roamii and open it up. All right, migrate to new MSI router 2.0. Cool. Download now and install. Okay, so that's, I guess, a new one they want you to use. Open. Scan the product label. So that would be this little code that they stuck onto the side. All right, so it found it. And now we've already done all the preparation, so we'll go next. Plug in your device. We've done that as well. Wait for confirmation light. So we see the light is shining blue over here. Then solid blue light, Roamii is powering on. Please wait. Pulsing blue light, Roamii is ready for setup. All right, so now we'll click next to continue, and then connect and agree while using the app again. Allow, waiting for Wi-Fi to reconnect. All right, allow. Select device, MSI. We're going to come down over here, and I'm going to select that device to connect to. One sec while it populates here. Oh, here we go. Available via MSI router 2.0. So we selected that. Now we're scanning for it, obtaining IP, and now we're connected. So come back to that app in the background, and now we'll click next. Now it's finding it, even though we connected to it. That's okay. All right, now where is this? This is in my office, and then I'll click connect. Connect your Roamii to the internet. Okay, we'll click next here. One sec while I set the password up. Okay, and then I set up my time. I am on the East Coast in the United States. East Coast time, perfect. And next. Next. And now it's setting up the router. And we're done here, or any second now at least. So we're still creating the Wi-Fi network. Cogs are spinning. Now save Wi-Fi. Yep, next. And that shouldn't take too long. All right. Now we'll go to Ghost Ping. It says connected. Now try again. Here we'll just go ahead, click next. Now add more Roamii. So one sec. And again, since we're getting rid of the Netgear and putting this in its place, and the Netgear had a great spot hidden here, but unfortunately I won't be able to fit the MSI in here. Actually, I will. It'll just have to be sideways. Hopefully the wife doesn't get upset at me because that's what it's all about. So I'm gonna bring that cable around over here. Then I'm gonna connect this guy right in here. So we should see power. Yep, we're seeing power. So I'm gonna hide it. You know, that looks good as a fashion kind of thing. I'm gonna tell myself that and tell my wife the same. All right, so now I am, again, waiting for this to pop up and I'm gonna add more Roamii. So I'll click next here. Place the Roamii units nearby. Well, it's not incredibly near, but so here it's showing a pulsing blue light, a solid blue light. Then it's gonna pulse orange and then solid green and then solid white. And now it's pulsing blue and now it's solid blue. It should pop over to pulsing orange in a second. And I was gonna move it because it was taking a long time. So I missed the pulsing orange, but now we're at the solid green. So any second we're going to be at the solid white because they're so far away. It's taking a little bit longer and they're not incredibly far away, but they're not within a foot of each other, which they should be for the initial pairing. Now that it's solid white, so now we'll click next over here and wait for confirmation status, wait for all the roaming LEDs to turn solid white and settings to be completed. So this one is solid white. Let's go check out the other one real quick. So yeah, they're all solid white. So I'll click next over here and then new version. So we're gonna go ahead, auto update, sign in. So one sec while this finishes up. I can confirm that the main one is already solid white. And actually, as I'm saying it, this one turns solid white as well. So let's go ahead, open up the MSI Roaming. To switch over to Ghost Ping, which it was originally, but it disconnected. Okay, so we are connected. After we've reconnected back to Ghost Ping, let's go to MSI Roaming. Now click on here, local device. Perfect. So it looks like we are connected. Everything's great. All right, now back on the PC, let's connect to it real quick and then see how fast we can get. All right, so we'll come under here and let's go to Ghost Ping. One sec. Okay, now that we're connected, let's go ahead and let's go to speed test. Make sure that we're connected first. All right, perfect, and go. All right, not the greatest there, but let's go into control panel real quick. And let's go to network and sharing. And this is, I have a gig, so that's painful. So let's go over here. And actually this is the same one. So all the settings I would have had before are there. So now it's the perfect time to do a quick unboxing and let's give this one a try. Now that we have it connected, now we have to install the drivers and everything. Now, typically you have to go out and download the drivers, which is kind of backwards because that's why you're connecting this so that you can get on the internet. So you don't have the internet to download from the internet. But MSI actually thought of that. Very cool thing they did. So on your machine, we'll just go to File Explorer. And then this PC. And then we'll see CD drive, MSI, USB install. So open that up. And then we'll just select OK and install. So now we'll just click right here. And then we'll click the arrow over here. And we might see another. Okay, so we'll go back to control panel. And then we'll go to network and sharing center. Then change adapter settings. Ah, perfect. So it came out right over here. So now what we're going to do is just right click on this guy, disable it. And now from here, we'll right click on this adapter over here and connect or disconnect. And then we'll click Ghost Ping, connect, and 1 sec. All right, so we are connected. I'm gonna refresh over here. Okay, perfect. So now it shows we're connected to Ghost Ping. Let's go ahead, refresh the page real quick since we are in a new network. Okay, and go. Did you see that? Almost 700 megabits per second and almost 300 megabits per second up. That's mind-blowing considering before I could only get almost 100 megabits per second. Why did I have a Netgear? I don't know. Anyway, the MSI Roamii 2 BE Lite Mesh System is amazing. To top it off with the wireless adapter that we got separately, again from MSI, is amazing. The speed difference is tremendous. Now, mind you, the Netgear might have had an issue. It happens. It would disconnect often. And it wasn't a disconnect, just Wi-Fi stop. It just, the system would reset, the firmware would reset, and I'd have to reset everything. That was horrible. You know, I'm at work and my family calls me, hey, internet's out. What can I do, right? Anyway, now we have a stable connection. Now I have the Ring on here. I have my NAS devices on here. I'm putting everything on here and it's working great. My network is back to being amazing. So fast forward a week. We've been using the Roamii for a little over a week and it's been pretty awesome. I've tested in my office upstairs, well, has been taken over by the kids, but upstairs, and it's amazing. I've tested in the porch out in the front, and it's been awesome. I tested all the way at the mailbox in front of the house, which is a long driveway, and I've tested in the deck in the backyard, and still we get great signal. Yeah, I tested here too, and the signal is amazing. After the video, I set it up as an access point, a few clicks, and it's all good. But after that, and even during that, the results have been amazing. We get signal throughout the house. I haven't needed to add the third access point or the third Roamii. It just works. We have the main one by the ISP's modem, and then we have the one at the little tiny desk over here in the living room. That's all we need. I might end up doing the third one just because upstairs, but no one has complained about the internet being down. No one has complained about horrible internet speeds, and that's all I got before. It was horrible, and if you're the mom, you're the dad, and you're the techie of the house, you might be the son or the daughter, who knows? You get that call all the time. You know exactly what I'm talking about. The MSI Roamii BE Lite Mesh 2 has been amazing. It is a lifesaver, and I just really couldn't believe that there was such an issue with the Netgear. I mean, it happens. Maybe it was defective. Maybe it was like that. The difference is tremendous. I can't say enough good things about it. This is Iggy with ThisBytesForYou doing a review on the Roamii 2 Mesh Wi-Fi system. It is amazing. Iggy with ThisBytesForYou out. See you guys.